Oh, I guess we're on. Good
Yes,
evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, along with my co-host, Mr. Freddy Valente, a.k.a. Freddy the Ref. Man, we got about a gazillion things to take care of tonight. A lot.
I can't spell gazillion.
It's like this much on the scale of that. Oh, man, that must be you. Anyhow, we definitely want to start out. I want to start out by giving shout outs to my special sponsors. First of all, Tim Schloss. I guess Bud Orr and William Bailey went and visited his field the other day. I talked to Bud Orr yesterday, and he just said it was a terrific place.
I'm pretty upset with Bud right now.
Yeah.
He got a chance to wear the jacket that I didn't get a chance to wear. Now, I wore them all.
But Bud didn't wear all the other ones.
It doesn't matter.
Real quick, everybody, we're talking about all my jackets. I took all my jackets up when I did the interview with John Armadillo for the history of paintball. Freddie tried every jacket I had on, except this one, because I didn't bring it up there. Okay. So the only people who really tried on, obviously, other than myself, is Andy Surratt. He tried it on.
Yes.
Steve McGuire, he tried it on. And now Bud Orr tried it on. And you know, Steve, nothing against you, but he said it smelled like bacon. So I'm not really sure.
Bacon.
Canadian bacon, yeah. Which is actually a damn good bacon. So if you want to get down to it.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This
here we go.
the thing that I like. I actually got to try on the tuxedo.
The tux, yeah. And you know what? You can count this many people have tried that tux on. So
And I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Preferably not the middle one.
Yeah. And my wife's still at home trying to sew it back together. Anyhow, oh sorry. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, and then anyhow, also want to give a shout out to Mr. Dan Colby, formerly Air America, now Immortal Air. This is a shirt that Danny sent me, and the tank, obviously. And here's another one right here. These are up for sale right now on the Immortal Air website, and they are just cooler than heck.
Yes. Now, Dan, when you send me mine, make sure you get the correct spelling of my last name, all right? I'll be anticipating it.
Yeah, you're going to have to take two triple X larges, split them in half, and put them together.
Any day now, Dan.
Yeah. And real quick, too, we're going to have a real special guest on. Not only a heck of a friend of mine, but we're going to have his son on that just started playing paintball. Mark Gong is going to come on in a little while. Mark Gong and Art Gonzalez gave me this about a week and a half ago. Mark came up and gave it to me. It's got my Constant Pursuit sleeves, and it's got the logo and everything. And Mark has been not only a friend of mine, but just an absolutely terrific person for a long time. And you know, guys like Mark bringing his son into it, Robert Brandon, Michael Beard, Dirk Gadbury, you know, these
Sam
guys,
Wyrick.
Sam Wyrick, all these guys have brought their sons into the industry, and these guys are the next generation. So, you know, and I couldn't think of a better group of guys than the guys I just mentioned to teach their kids not only how to play paintball, but how to respect the sport and to make the sport grow in the future.
Right.
Yep.
That's very important.
It absolutely
we don't want a bunch of boneheads running around with markers shooting at each other.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You know, and Mark's son, they played on Father's Day, and I guess he went out and had a couple of eliminations right off the bat, Freddie.
Right on.
And
right on.
Look at Robert Brandon.
I know.
Yeah, look at Kathy Alvarez. Her son took second in the tournament, you know.
Yep.
And Robert's kids, they played in tournaments now. So I got to tell you, you know, my hat's off to all of these people. This is what it's going to take to keep our sport going and to make it grow, Freddie.
Yep.
Now, because obviously, as much as I'd like to say that we'll be around forever, we're not going to be around forever. So, you know, if the next generation is just as cool as these guys are teaching them, paintball's going to go far. What do you think?
Just answer Steve McGuire's question. I didn't wear the cummerbund there, Steve. Thanks.
I didn't let him try the whole thing on, man. So, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Steve, you and I will talk later.
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to Tom Kay, obviously, Airgun Designs, my buddy and a good man for a long, long time, Mr. Brad Gret.
Mm-hmm.
Gruitt. God, I just butcher that poor kid's name all the time. He's got a podcast in Minnesota. We haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks, but we're looking forward to hooking back up with him again. Brad's a terrific guy, just absolutely terrific. Mr. Jerry Braun, formerly Paintball Sport Magazine. I'm going to throw in Randy Camilla. Used to be the editor for APG. Just a terrific guy. But Bud Orr, I talked to Bud yesterday, and I got to tell you, it was like I just had been talking to him every day for the last 25 years. He was just as nice and friendly and funny as could be, and you put him and William Bailey together, and I got to tell you, I could take that show on the road. These guys were funny.
Can I go?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. There
Absolutely.
You go.
Somebody got to carry the bags. Oh. And Rick Bailey. Rick Bailey has Splatoon's comics. It's actually Splatoon's Adventures.
Right.
Excuse me. And
get it right.
Yeah, you're right, man. I'm a little tongue-tied. And anyhow, he's got some terrific comic books coming out. He had one back in 2000, and it was absolutely great. And he is going to put the storyboards. Now, the storyboards are the original drawings before the actual print comes out, and it'll be signed by the artists and whoever else, whatever other characters are in it, if they're real people, they will also sign it. So, he's going to be putting these guys up for sale, the way I understand. I know I want one.
1.2 million each.
Yeah, I want the. You just made me scared. I want the first one. I definitely want to get one. There's absolutely no doubt about it. And he's got the Equalizer, which was another comic book that he stopped back in 2000. It's the first issue, I believe it came out. Now he's got the second and third issue he's working on the way right now.
Nice.
But what we're waiting for is the Paintball Avenger.
Who's that?
It's the guy that avenges things that go bad in paintball. He goes and takes care of business. And I hear he's got a sidekick. And I guess the sidekick is cool as hell.
Yes, you are cool as hell. Everybody let you know, I am the Paintball Avenger.
That's correct. And I carry his bags, believe it or not. Without a doubt. So in just a few minutes, we're going to have Mark and his son on, because I know Mark's son's probably biting at the bit. And, I can't ever say enough about Mark. Mark Gong and I go back.
He slides really good.
Mark and I go back a lot of years. And, I took him down. He was in the MGM show with me down there.
Yes,
and the reason that he got to go down there is just because of his attitude and the way he played.
Yeah, Mark's a great guy.
Yeah,
he really is.
Yeah, don't suck up to him now.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
He knows I think he's a good guy.
Yeah, I just tell it like it is. You suck up. I don't
well,
know
you paid me $20 to say it.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But anyhow, and hey, Rick Wilcox just jumped in too. Hey, buddy, what is going on? So, look at that.
What?
Mike Kwan, my new Immortal Air Tank and Tech shirt are on the way to me. Should be here any day. You are going to absolutely. These shirts are so cool. This is the other color too. I don't know if I can stand up without turning my microphone off.
Still waiting for mine.
The back.
Still waiting for mine, Dan. Yep.
So, yeah, like I say, Freddy's going to get one, but they have to take 2 triple extra larges, split them down the middle, and put them together. So it's actually going to say Immortal Air on both sides. That'd be pretty cool, huh? And by the way, Freddy's wearing a special jersey that was given to him by the Ironman.
Yes.
The Ironman and Constant Pursuit, I can't ever say it. There's a lot of teams I love, no doubt about it. But those 2 teams, I kind of grew up, I'll say, in sports with. And I there you go. Yep, and I absolutely love all the guys that were on that team, both teams. And, I have just nothing but respect for them, period. Cut and dry. Now, a couple of things real quick. I want to give a shout out here. Dan Colby got a hold of me, and there's a gentleman that's got a family in Texas. And the gentleman passed away. His sons play paintball, and they are just just don't have any money. I mean, they are just absolutely broke, and they have to bury their father. And I know it sounds kind of morbid, But, as a paintball community, I'm just kind of saying that I'm hoping that maybe people will help him. I actually donated myself today to him. Freddy's going to put it up on the website, and it's going to be, it's called the Charles Family Fundraiser. They need $5,000. They're almost halfway there right now. They've only got so many days. Their father passed away, and like I say, it's Dan Colby made me aware of it, and Dan brought up something else too, Freddie. There is NBA and NFL and all these other organizations. They have an emergency fund for people that are actually in their sport. When something happens like this, right, there would be a committee where you could get a hold of the committee, and the committee would research what's going on and maybe reach out to help them. I think, maybe sometimes here in the near future that paintball should maybe consider putting something like that together, because, there's a lot of paintball players, but, a lot of them have some snags in life. It doesn't mean that they need help their whole life. It just sometimes, you just run into stuff sometimes.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
It's absolutely correct. So Freddie's going to put that up on there. And also, there's something else that I made Freddie go ahead and get started. He was a little reluctant. Freddie's moving to Florida in 4 or 5 weeks.
The first week of September.
4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Use your whole hand. It'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and and anyhow, I made him because he hasn't worked a lot lately. And he has put out for 7 years. He has had his site helping absolutely everybody out there with all his videos. You can wait in the other room if you want. Okay. Helping everybody with all his videos, and never has he been paid for anything, guys. Okay.
And I never expected it.
Okay. And I'm not talking to you. Okay. Sorry. This is my part. And so anyhow, I made him put together a GoFundMe page to help him get down to Florida, because the expenses right now are just astronomical. And after the show, obviously, I'll probably be the first one to go ahead and donate to him. But, there's a lot of guys in Constant Pursuit. There's a lot of guys in all the teams. Hell, what am I saying? Not just the Ironman and Constant Pursuit. Freddie has filmed for 7 years and put it on. And like he says, I'll make you famous. But nobody's ever helped him do that.
Yes. Whoa.
Good catch.
Look at that.
See? Yeah, that's quick, huh?
Yes,
So,
Robert, yeah, you have helped me. You've helped me with merchandise, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Yep. So anyhow, I just I made him get a GoFundMe page. He goes, no, I can't do that. He goes, I'm not going to ask for money. I go, you're not asking for money. I'm asking it for him to help him get down there. So I don't have to drag my butt all the way to Nevada when he stalls out and runs out of cash. I got to go get him and bring him back.
Yeah, I've been in California now for 20 years. My entire family's back home. My father has passed when I was here. My mom almost passed of cancer. My brother-in-law passed this year. A good friend of the family passed. So, it's time for me to go home. It's time, and start and continue the Freddy the Ref thing with Mr. Schultz down there.
Mr. Schultz.
Yeah, well, why not? Be a little respectful.
Everybody, that probably cost me another 20, so you keep going.
So, yeah. So, I mean, and me losing my job. What I don't know.
Yeah, leaning on damn too.
I've lost my job and stuff like that. So, finances have been a little rough. So, and I hate asking for
He's
money.
not asking. No, see, that's what I'm saying. Stop it. Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, the guy's giving you guys 7 years, I mean, if everybody chips in $5, we can get him the hell out of here. I mean, we can help him get to Florida. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. So anyhow, everybody think about it. Okay. Our guest tonight, like I say, we're going to have Andy Surratt on. We're going to have Mr. William Bailey, and hopefully we're going to hook up at the very end with Uncle Kevin. But right now, I want to bring on someone special. I want to bring on Mark Gong and his son, Mark Jr. And I am very, very proud to have them on. Mark, how you doing this evening, buddy?
We're doing well,
Uh-oh.
Fred. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Hey, Mark Jr., how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Yeah. So how did you like going out and playing paintball with your dad on Father's Day and your birthday?
It was fun.
It was fun. I hear you did really good.
Answer.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hear you did really good. Did you use your dad's marker or do you have your own marker?
Do I have my own CVO?
I have my own CVO.
You have your own CVO. I don't even have a CVO.
I don't even have a CVO.
Look at
wow, that is terrific. Oh, your dad takes care of you pretty good. So, hey, I guess your dad took you down to Orlando one time. Did he go down there with you, Mark?
He wasn't born yet, but the oldest son and my daughter was there, and my wife.
Oh, so they seen where you shot up New York Street, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, very, very good. So, you looking forward to go back out and playing some more paintball with your dad?
See ya.
He's saying no.
Virus.
He says no because of the virus.
Oh yeah, the
smart
virus.
young
Yeah.
man, very
Yeah.
smart young man.
So when you went out that day, your dad said you did pretty good. Were you excited to go out?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your
So
favorite time
he
that day?
actually did-
Go ahead, Mark.
Playing with the Iron Man.
Nice.
Oh, very good.
So-
Yeah, that's a good group
so
of guys.
He did really well. That was his, I think, his second time going out. The first time we went out recreational, just to go out and have some fun. The second time, he went full out during an Ironman practice, and he played against the Ironman and joined the Ironman in a practice. So anybody that's on my Facebook page could see that he played an airball game with the Ironman all by himself, and he goes running right straight up the middle to the small cake and slides perfectly into the small cake and continues to play against the Ironman and all these seasoned tournament players when he has no skill set at all. He wasn't afraid to play.
Outstanding. Well, you know,
Very good.
Awesome to watch.
Yeah, Mark, I seen a picture of you guys. I believe you guys were both behind some kind of bunker, obviously shooting high and low. But I believe that was you and your son that I seen in that picture. That is nothing short of an outstanding picture. That could be a cover shot on any magazine if there was still magazines.
There are.
Yeah.
Well, that photo was taken by Edgar on the OG Ironman. He's the media specialist for us on the Ironman, and he does a fabulous job taking pictures, doing videos for the OG Ironman. So if you stay tuned on our page, he posts a lot of media for us, and he does a lot of good work for us.
Oh, very, very cool.
So
So
Edgar's a great guy. He really is.
is he?
Yeah.
So Mark Jr., your dad, he suited you up. You had everything, man. You had the best of the best when you went out and played, didn't you?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You know, I
He's
can't
a little
wait.
more talkative.
Yeah. You know,
Don't worry. This is only going out to millions upon millions of people. It's all right. It's all right. It's all good.
It's only going worldwide.
there you
Yeah.
go. Mark Jr., you're doing terrific, buddy. You absolutely are. You know what? Freddie and I are really proud to have you on, too, because, we're sure your dad is teaching you the best paintball that he can. And your dad's played paintball for a lot of years. And your dad not only played good, he's an extremely good person for the sport. So we're pretty sure that that's how you're going to end up being, too.
Thank you.
You bet. You like going out with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hey, Dirk just said that your son's about to be the next front player.
Absolutely. He has no fear. Dirk actually called him up while he was playing on the field, and Dirk said, "Come to me." And I didn't think he was going to go, but he left me and went right to Dirk and went into a bunker with Dirk and started playing with Dirk in a bunker and started shooting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he paid attention really well.
Yeah, we go back a lot of years with Dirk too. Dirk played he played a couple tournaments with me too on my team, and I got to tell you, Dirk raised his son very good too. His son's a heck of a player, really, really is. Michael Beard, his son's a heck of a player. Now that's what Mark Jr. is heading for right now.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're more than welcome.
How old is your son?
7 years old.
7 years old.
Wow.
No fear, right up the middle, man. That is, woo.
Wow, that's terrific.
Love it.
He's probably the most decked out 7-year-old out there playing today.
I absolutely love it.
Oh my God.
Wow. Your other son plays too, right?
So actually, Mark Jr. Yeah, he plays too. But Mark Jr. wants to say something to his teammate. Go say hi. Say hi.
Hi, OG Iron Man.
Oh, there you
right
go.
on,
Right on.
right
Yeah,
on.
the OG Ironmen are they're a very, very good bunch of guys. I'm glad to see that you're hooked up with them. Them and the old Constant Pursuit guys, and just there's just a lot of great people out there. Mark, I got to tell you, you and I, you've always been top of my list for a friend for a lot of years, but I am extremely proud of you for the way that you're bringing your kids along, because the next generation, just like I was telling everybody earlier, we're not going to be here forever.
Speak for yourself.
Well, maybe Freddy will, because he's going to get frozen. But other than that, we're not going to be here forever. So, it's guys like Mark Jr. that are going to, carry the torch on for paintball for us. And I can't think of a better guy to have you raise somebody to play paintball than you are, Mark. Uh-oh, did you freeze up on us?
I think you did a little bit.
Can you hear us, Mark?
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Likewise to you, Freddie. You've always been an inspiration. You gave me the first shot at playing professional paintball. So thank you.
Yeah, we had a good time back then. Come on, man. It was pretty
cool.
cool.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, froze up for a little bit there. But yeah, we had a good time back in the day playing paintball.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now. I was just saying we had a good time back in the day playing paintball.
Now I got a question. Now, are you going to teach him the famous Mark Gong slide?
Great time, Fred.
Yep. Freddie wants to know if you're going to teach him the famous Mark Gong slide.
We did. Okay. Yeah. So, you gave me my first. Yes, we did. You gave me my first break, and
yeah. You know what? I don't know if you can hear me because we're breaking up.
If you notice in one of the videos, he slides better than Mark Gong Sr.
Hey, buddy, nobody slides better than you.
He slides a lot better than his father.
Well, we had a pretty good time when we shot that show, did we not? Can you hear us, Mark?
Yeah, it's just the delay.
Wow, that's a big delay, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a pretty good time when we shot the show down there. Remember?
Can you hear me now, Fred?
Yeah, I can hear you now, buddy. Yeah, it says we had a pretty good time when we shot the show down at MGM. I think we're going to have him in here live.
We did, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was a great time. It was a great time.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, it was pretty good. The manufacturers won.
For you.
Yeah, the manufacturers won one game.
Delay.
Yeah, there's a big delay. Usually it's not this much of a delay. It's kind of a.
Yeah, it's the internet's a little choppy. I don't know if it's from
we
our
did.
end or
Absolutely.
Yep.
Great time. Great time.
Absolutely.
Great friends. An experience I'll never forget.
Hey, Mark,
yeah.
Are you going down to Anthony's this weekend?
Yeah,
Give it a second.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep breaking up, Mark. We're probably going to have you in here live sometime. That's a big delay.
We should be there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know what we're going to do?
Okay.
We're gonna interview you on Sunday because Freddie and I are going up there. We're going to do a bunch of interviews with everybody. So we're going to do an interview with you when we're up there because there is just a huge pause right now on the internet from us talking to you.
Yeah, it could be. It's self-service.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to have to let you go, Mark, but we're going to see you this Sunday. And we'll do another interview with you when we're up at Anthony's Field because that's going to be the last time at that field this coming weekend. And so we're looking forward to having you and all the OG Ironmen and just everybody that goes out there. I know Kathleen Alvarez is going to be there, and it's going to be a cool time. So we're looking forward to it this Sunday. So,
Absolutely.
Mark, yeah, so, you'll probably hear this in 20 seconds, but, I am so glad that you and your son came on tonight. And like I've always said, I've always been proud to be your friend, and I was always proud to have you play on my team, and I wish you nothing but the best always.
Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Thank you for having us. Much appreciated.
All right.
Not a
We'll
problem.
see you Sunday.
All right. See you guys Sunday.
All right. All right, everybody. Yeah, that was kind of a long delay.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened, but it could be self-service, but
That was a long delay.
yeah.
Mark Gonger's a great guy. We'll probably do an interview. Not probably. I definitely will do an interview with him this Sunday.
Yeah.
Up at Anthony's Field. We'll make it so it's not quite as choppy as that because that was really a delay.
Yeah, I think that might have. Every time I've gotten Mark on, there's always been a delay. I don't know if it's a cell service around his area or not.
It could be, it very well could be, but I was very, very pleased to have him and his son on. His son's cute as hell, huh?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
I absolutely loved it.
I've met Mark's family before, and they are a great bunch of people.
Yeah, very, very cool. Well, you know what? Andy's, I keep my microphone keeps falling down in there. I'm going to bring on.
Problem.
Huh?
Sounds like a personal problem.
It is a personal problem. Guys, Andy Surratt, real quick before we bring him on.
Okay.
Andy did the Ellie Remember Foundation. That was for his daughter. And he raised quite a bit of money for the kids. Andy is always looking out for everybody else. Andy is one of those guys that I'm really proud to know. And we're also going to bring Steve, not Mark, McGuire.
Yes.
We're going to bring Steve McGuire on. Steve has the Unknown podcast. We're going to bring them guys on together because Steve took the time to go down to Andy's benefit, and then Steve went back home, and Steve had to stay in the house for 14 days, baby. So
let's bring up Andy,
yeah.
and then let's bring up Steve.
Oh, look at that! Michael Beard. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Andy?
It's okay. I had to get a hold of my immortal tank.
Yeah, I got mine right here.
Yours.
Yeah, I sleep with mine.
Yours almost ran
my
away.
wife's on the couch. I got my tank with me. Danny, if you're hearing that, that's it, baby.
Yeah, and you also saw it almost roll off the table. I'm not going to say nothing, but
Yeah, that's because
Mine's
you
right
get the
there.
table.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, right on. All right, we got Andy Surratt, and we've got Steve McGuire here on. These two guys linked up for Andy's foundation down there, his tournament. And I guess you guys did a heck of a job. And I guess we'll start with Andy. Come on, buddy. I guess you got a new tournament, the RMPL. Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, the foundation stuff is great. That's kind of like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's actually part of the foundation and the Expendables team, by the way. So,
Oh, cool.
We didn't lock him in the basement when we brought him down to town. We actually let him come out to the field and take pictures and meet people and everything, and make sure he didn't bring his parka because we know it's cold in Canada.
Yeah, well, Bud Orr tried my jacket on yesterday. I talked to Bud Orr. He was visiting Mr. William Bailey, and I talked to Bud yesterday, and Bud said, "Wow, the jacket's nice, but it smells like Canadian bacon." I said, I have no idea what's going on.
And Steve. That's why I made you try it on last, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So, tell us a little bit about what your tournament deal is coming up here, Andy.
Well, it's not quite my tournament deal, but Denver's been kind of lacking in the tournament scene.
Mhm.
And as we've got, I keep getting all these chapter teams signed up. All they remembered that we're putting on, and I got two of them that are real big right now with the East Coast Hawks and Team Hatred that are playing the MXL series and everything. I'm sitting around going, there's got to be something to do. We should get the Expendables into doing this and put up some teams that we can get like some of these domestic violence kids out and some of the local at-risk youth and stuff. But started noticing there was a new Rocky Mountain Paintball League that was going on here in Denver. And I had hit up Tony and his son Kyle, and Tony's the owner of American Paintball Coliseum here in town and in the Springs. And they've got this outdoor field that I've never actually been to here in Brighton, Colorado, not too far from me. And they had held this event that Denver Chaos, which I believe is one of Tony's teams, was running and everything. And they were like, wait a minute, there's a series going on. Because it's been years before anybody's really done anything in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to Scott with that, and I was like, hey, what's this thing going on? He's like, we're trying to get this series going. American Paintball Coliseum is kind of like sponsoring the thing. They're donating that because they have an outdoor airball NXL style field. We want to play by NXL rules. We want to get teams in. We're capping it at D4 for entry and everything to be able to kind of work on these new teams and kind of build it up. And I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm in. What are we selling?
And this is going to happen in August, am I right?
Yeah, it's actually, I didn't even hear about the first event because they were kind of like, we kept it a little quiet, see how it went. And I'm like, well, get cats out of the bag now. So I'm going to be going on, getting out there, promoting, pushing. So August 29th and 30th here in Denver,
Oh,
they're
cool.
doing it. There's a 20-team limit. There are 10 teams, I think he said. We got the Expendables, which is me and Steve and Tom and all our team, basically.
Not this Steve, though.
Teams.
I'm not going.
Yeah, you're not going to.
Why not?
I've had enough quarantine and the border's locked.
And I'm still cleaning up my house from him staying here for 4 days.
Yeah.
All that maple syrup
Yeah,
candy
yeah,
all over the
yeah,
place. I know.
Yeah. Hey, I got to tell you, he sent me a picture, Andy, the other day, and he was at Taco Bell, and he looked like the mad scientist. He was so happy to get to Taco Bell after 2 weeks,
Just
man. It
out of
was,
the house.
oh, man.
Well, you
Hey,
can't-
I'm having that published right now. It's going worldwide. That was funny.
Be my guest. You can't order decent Mexican, not that Taco Bell's decent Mexican food, but you can't order takeout because it all goes soggy. So you actually have to eat it like quickly. So
Well, if
ordering
you
it
tell
doesn't
them to
work.
deliver it by car instead of strapping it to a moose, Steve, it'd get there faster. Just saying.
So wait a minute. You're saying to me Taco Bell is not authentic Mexican food?
No.
I've been living a lie all
You
this
just
time?
hurt his feelings,
Yes.
Dan.
Oh, damn.
And no, McDonald's doesn't have a clown. I keep telling him this stuff. He doesn't listen, man. So, Andy, so you're going to be working with that tournament series, am I correct?
Well, we did because it's not my series, but
I understand.
Like,
But you're helping them, though, right?
Help it in, and we'll bring in the foundation. I'll bring in all of our sponsors, things like that, and the supporters we've got there. I remembered, and let's try to build this up. See how many teams we can get going. So we're actually bringing out our booth stuff and everything. We're going to set that up. We've got a local rep here from our new Ellie Remembered marker sponsor with MacDev that we're pleased to announce and start working with. MacDev came to me and they're like, hey, what are you guys doing? I was like, well, I know you guys are in kind of with the Mortal Air with Dan and John, and I've never shot your stuff, but I know you guys have been around a long time. Sounds like a plan to me because Dan's on the board of directors with Ellie Remembered anyways.
Right.
So they
I talked to Danny today, yeah.
They were like, yeah, we want to get in, we want to help, and what do you guys need was basically it. And I was like, well, let's get some things going. Let's start here. There's a tournament coming. We need markers out there so we can show stuff off. We need Mortal Air tanks. Dan and John, at least John, I know when I was talking to him the other night, thinking about coming out and driving out for this and being there. So we'll have some of that stuff all on display. Some of the reps from Mac Dev are going to come and be there at the event. So it's sort of a little kind of bring the industry type thing to this little event that's here in Denver, Colorado, that really hasn't been a big scene for tournaments in probably the last 6, 7, 8 years.
If ever.
Stop.
Yeah. Well, we're here to give you a hand. If you want any promotions, anything we can do, we're happy to do it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to reach out right now and get teams, not just Denver, but of course it's D4, D5, but
right,
people around the area. Because back when I was running tournaments in Denver, and we did our CPPA series and the caps and all that, we had like 35, 40 teams,
right,
coming out every month to play, and then everything kind of tanked in the economy and paintball and all that, and now it's a buildup again. So hopefully we can find some from Wyoming and Kansas and Utah, New Mexico.
Yeah. Within driving distance would be terrific. Should be able to get 20 teams with no problem.
Yeah.
So.
How many are registered now that you know of?
There is 10. Like I was saying, there's the Expendables, there's 2 Altitude Sickness teams, an APCA team, Inflatable Love, Inspire. I know I got that.
I'm not going to touch that. Go ahead.
Please don't. Please don't.
About 50 things just ran through my mind, man.
Yeah, they're all dirty.
Really,
Dirty old man.
And there's I think it's New Mexico Ruckus, probably. New Mexico, I can't even pronounce this, Barchos. And an SK Elite and the Lizard Kings are the teams signed up right now, and there's a 20-team cap.
Oh, so you're halfway there. They're halfway there already then.
They had 14 last time, so now I want to see 20 out there so we can get out and promote and really start to build this and grow it. So,
well, we want to help you any way we can. You know Michael Beard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mike just
Machine Gun Mike.
Machine Gun Mike. Mike and I go back. I don't know if you've seen the picture on our website, but I looked young, so Mike looked like a little kid, and he's got his banderos with all the 12 grams on there. That's how far we go back. Anyhow, Mike just texted. He says that Andy, you're an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. When he showed me a picture of Mike when he was younger, he's like, "You know who that is, right?" I'm like, "Not a clue."
He didn't even. I showed him a picture of Kevin Donaldson, Uncle Kevin, right? He didn't even know who it was. He goes, "Who's that?" I go, "That's Kevin Donaldson."
Okay, he showed me pictures of guys from 30 years ago.
If you're an OG, and not these OGs,
there you go.
But these OGs too. But I'm finding as I'm talking to a lot of the people that are with the RMPL and everything, and I keep putting out these names, they're all like, "Who's that?" I've had 2 of them go, "I don't know who Dan Colby is," and I'm like,
"Yeah."
The guy invented HPA. And then I was teasing Tony. And I've known Tony from the guy that owns APC for years. As a wholesale distributor, he used to come get paint and stuff like that. I was like, "Yeah, we're going on the Fred thing with the show tonight with Fred Schultz." And he's like, "Who's Fred Schultz?" And I'm like,
"Yeah."
Everybody that plays at your field, all of your teams that are sort of in your camp don't seem to know any history. I'm like, Tony, Scott, Kyle, his son. I'm like, I'm going to have a showing, and I'm going to show all you guys the
very good
paintball history, just so you guys can catch up. And I sent him your picture, Fred. He's like, "Oh, no, I know who you're talking about." I'm like,
yeah, that's one thing we're trying to kind of push a little bit too, Andy. Is I like the kids nowadays to really understand the guys like Kobe, Bud Orr, Tom K, Tim Schloss. Those guys. The kids nowadays will never see the sacrifices and the hard work those guys put in to actually build this sport to where it is today.
I got to interrupt for just a quick second because we're sliding right past it. That OG Ironman jersey that Andy held up, that's not just any OG Ironman practice jersey. That was a gift from Weasel while he was there at the tournament as well. So the OG Ironman actually took, like a few of the OG Ironman and the modern day Pirates actually came out to Denver, well, not Denver, basically Aurora, to help out. And Weasel was nice enough to give Andy the shirt that he was wearing the whole day. And I'm kind of wondering if Andy actually washed it or not.
He didn't want to wash it. That's why he gave it to him.
Didn't want to wash it. Well, I didn't want to wash it until I figured out where my daughter had packed it up into one of my small tactical gear bags.
Uh-oh.
5 days later, and I opened it up, and of course, keep in mind, it was like 97 out there.
Everything smelled like weasel.
At least, if not higher.
It was covered in paint and sweat, and oh my God, I was just like, ooh, into the wash. Sorry, Weed. I said I wouldn't wash it, but
That's when you hose it down with the hose, stick it on the car antenna, and just drive around.
That's how he does his laundry. You should see it. It's funny as hell.
Don't give away my secrets.
I'm sorry. Steve, so how was it for 14 days up there when you got back? A little miserable being stuck in there?
It really is. I have a small apartment and I don't have air conditioning, and I'm in the upstairs of an old house. So my apartment stays at 80 to 90 degrees with humidity and stuff. Wow. So I was basically just doing very little, doing my work in the mornings, trying to nap out in the afternoons, and then try to do a little bit of work in the evenings. And generally just laying in a cold bathtub too, like just to try to keep cool. Legally, I'm not allowed to go anywhere past my porch, so I would go out at night for a little bit, like just on the porch, but I wasn't allowed to go down the stairs or walk around. And really? I had to register with Canada Customs where I lived and whatnot, because there was a potential they were going to send police around to check on me to make sure that I wasn't going anywhere. I kid you not a joke. Now, they never sent anybody, but yeah, what?
But didn't you just give them the, don't you know who I am?
No, I'm not Fred Schultz.
Oh yeah, right. You should do like Freddy did. He would just take his blow-up doll and put up there, man.
Yeah, but see, nobody knows it's a blow-up doll because it says Wonder Bread across the side.
Yeah, that's true too. It's funny. He comes to me one day. He goes, I go, why are you so sad? He goes, my girl's got a leak. I go, come on, buddy. So much for the family show.
Steve, I'm in this apartment all by myself.
I've
watched just about everything on Netflix.
Well, at least he's not in there with a blow-up doll and a box of Band-Aids.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we should bring William Bailey on. This is it. I mean, he'd fit right in this here.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Bud Orr. I talked to Bud Orr yesterday. He was at William's house, and William was fixing dinner and stuff for him. And yeah, Bud was pretty good. He's with his daughter tonight, but Bud's going to be on, I guess. Guess he's coming back something like August 8th or something like that. So he's going to be on the show here then. And then Gino got a hold of me today from Velkin, and I guess he's got some big news that he was talking about. He goes, yeah, he says, I want to come on next month. He goes, I got some big news.
Nice.
But he wouldn't tell me what it is.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
Did you see the M85 percussion paintball gun, like the little submachine gun that Bud Orr was playing with, and him and the guys were playing with on the weekend?
Oh, you know what? I think I just got that. I haven't seen it. I think I got it, but I haven't.
I had one of those for about 2 months.
Oh, is that right?
Those things are evil.
Really?
Like I was reffing a field up here in Canada, because those things I believe were made near here, or if not, there was another one similar to it. But we had these trenches that somebody dug out with a backhoe at this little field called Combat Pursuit, and not to be confused with not Combat Pursuit, Combat Zone. My apologies. Combat Pursuit is where I play now. Combat Zone was where I reffed in the early 90s. Moving on. But they used to have these trenches that they dug in with a backhoe, and I was reffing that day, and so I had to obey the flagman orange vest on, and the guy just stuck the gun around the corner, blind fired, and stitched me from belly button to just below my throat, and it ripped right through all my t-shirt and everything. I was bleeding, and the other ref had to hold me back. I was not amused. But yeah, I am so glad those aren't part of the game anymore. They're so cool and they're so fun to watch, but wow, those things were evil.
I remember when Dennis Tippmann, came out with their machine gun he had, right? And it would hold like 4 clips. So and there was 4 balls in each clip. So these kids, they bought them right away, and they would get out there, and I would walk up because they wouldn't shoot really far. I go up and I take a couple shots at them, and they just empty their marker at me like that. And then while they're trying to load, you could just walk right up and take them out. They never understood. You should always leave a clip in there, man.
Yeah.
I
had one too.
Know that one person actually hit a player with one of those guns, and Steve was the one guy.
Oh, is that right? You know what's funny? Yeah, Steve is still whining about Weasel spinning on him at your
I'm never gonna
on your field. Yeah, and that's never going to stop.
Next year, he's
it'll
gonna be
probably
like, I want to invite Weez. He'll just spin on me again. Can't you get some other player that can't hit anything?
I absolutely love it, man. So, hey, you know what? Can we bring Bailey on too?
Well, of course we can.
William,
somebody stop Mike from teasing me.
He is. I didn't want to say anything about that too because we like you. So, but Mike's really been digging into you. But I tell you something. If Mike's not teasing you, he doesn't like you.
No, I know. He's just trying to protect Valente.
Yeah. Mike and I, we go back a long way. Yeah, he didn't even know who Mike was. I showed him the picture. I go, check this picture out.
I was like,
he goes,
who's the young kid?
I go, that's Michael Beard, buddy. Come on,
I do. I was like, wow.
Hey, real quick, William, how you doing, buddy? Oh, can't hear you.
Can't hear you, buddy. Oh, no.
Can't hear you.
Looks like he's got some technical difficulties.
Unmute yourself.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
See if you're muted.
See if you're muted.
Okay, he's going to try to.
Yeah, reset it. Yeah, because we had Mark Gong on earlier, and Mark's a terrific person, but the feed was really bad back and forth. It's really good with Andy and Steve.
Yeah.
Well, Bill is on his cell phone, and sometimes that can interrupt, whereas Andy and I are both on our computers, and that works so much better.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, I had the privilege of being on Steve's show last week. It was pretty cool. I absolutely enjoyed the heck out of that. Andy, we had a pretty good talk, actually.
Well, I thought I was actually glad that you were on there, and there was actually some professionalism teaching Steve the rookie how to do it.
All right, let's try this again.
Hey,
Bill, can you hear us?
Hurt the bill. No,
Bill.
Andy, next time I'm at your house, I'm sneaking into the bedroom and farting on your pillow. I'm just saying.
Again.
No.
Sure my wife's not in there when you do it.
No, I'm sorry. It was a toothbrush. I got it confused.
Yeah, so Bill looks like Bill, your mic is muted. Let me see if I can unmute the mic.
No, he's doing it by himself.
Yeah, your mic is muted, Bill. Well, I was very, very pleased to have you two guys on tonight too. Andy, you got a lot of people like you, and Steve, obviously, you got a lot of people to listen to you, buddy. That was great.
Oh my God.
Man, I gotta tell you, Andy, I might take you on the road, buddy. You're funny as hell.
Do it.
That was great.
So while we're waiting for Bill to come back, so Fred, if I'm able to make it up to California, that's my new purple Automag.
Yeah,
So I'm figuring that you and I ought to go one-on-one, old versus older.
Oh, no problem, man. I'll throw down on you any day.
Because I want my show mag going up against that show mag right there.
Oh yeah, this baby.
This one or this one?
This one, yeah.
The purple one.
That's the business end, in case you don't know. Okay, that's the business end right there, baby.
Yeah.
What's the black thing on it? Is that like a barrel plug?
Yes.
You know what? I made this. This is a Fred Schultz thing back in the day. This right here. It's been in there for days too, man. Anyhow, you would take it out.
Still having issues.
You'd take it out, and it would go in the handle right here. It was a Fred Schultz thing. Okay, it would slide up in there. The rubbers are all swelled up and everything, but it was sitting there, your handle, and then when you were done playing, you'd pop it out there and put the barrel plug in here.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of really cool stuff that I made. I'm actually going to send a lot of it to Bill Bailey for William Bailey for his museum there. I can't say. Oh, hey, William, can you hear us?
Yeah, he can hear us, but
We can't hear him.
Yeah, we
What
can't
you
hear him.
need to do is completely log out and then re-click on the link and come back in.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
why don't
that'll-
you try that? Log out and come back in.
Still shows
Yeah.
it's muted though.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's weird because
What-
we've never had that issue with Bill before.
What's going on? I go up to Canada for a technical day? Come on. You're supposed to be so good at
It's
this
not on
stuff.
our end; it's on his.
Oh, okay. Then I'm done teasing you. Okay.
Oh my god!
Thanks for the advice, Steve.
I know a little bit about StreamYard.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I talked to Dan today, man, because these shirts are starting to fly out pretty good, I guess. I absolutely love these shirts. They got, what do you call this material? Like it's like a wick. They were talking about some kind of wick material or
Moisture wick.
something. Yeah, maybe that's it. But it just feels terrific.
I know he's been rubbing his nipples all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, these two got yours. I know that, John hasn't shipped mine yet because the whole box of the team's coming.
Yeah, don't feel so bad. He hasn't shipped mine
You do it,
either.
Colby.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's Bill.
Can you
Bill,
guys
can you
me
hear
now?
us now?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Oh my
Thank God. Yes.
Welcome to the show, Bill.
Right
Welcome.
on. Right on. We're welcoming in Mr. William Bailey.
And
So,
thanks
hey.
for joining in tonight. It's been an hour.
Yeah, it's only been an hour.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
I
damn you.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey,
Dang it.
so how'd your dinner go with Bud yesterday, man?
It went great. I made a street fajitas. I've got a giant 3-foot pan, and I cooked outside, and it was really good chow. It was pretty good.
Wait, street fajitas. Up here, that basically means you hit them with the car first.
Oh no, Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's worse.
You still don't know what the meat is. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
But,
Steve goes to Taco Bell, so that's as far Mexican as he goes.
that's awesome Mexican cuisine.
It's just limited choices up here.
There you
Very
go.
Food, there's no biscuits and gravy. I'm just
So when did Bud take off last night?
No, he took off this morning at about 10 o'clock. Yep. And then
Yeah, because he went to his daughter's, huh?
Yeah, correct. Yep. So he got there safe. He set up. He's down there at some camp by the river, and he got to meet his daughter at her work. Surprise her. He had
Great.
the manager call her in. She thought she was in trouble, and
That's not like Bud. That's not like Bud. I had Schloss call me, after you guys went to his field.
What do you call you?
Yeah, many things. and Tim called me and he goes, oh man. And he goes, we all went out to lunch and to dinner. He goes, it was great. He says, William Bailey and Bud Orr together. He said, they're a riot.
yeah.
So
it
you
can
throw
get
Tim
pretty
in the
amusing.
mix.
Yeah, it gets pretty amusing. We got to go check out Gateway Paintball, and beautiful. It's an awesome field. He's doing a lot of work to it.
That's Tim's field. Yep.
Yeah, that's Tim's field. He's got the largest private lake in St. Louis, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's nice and green, a lot of shade. Of course, it's hot here in Missouri, but the wind just goes through there and goes off the water. So, it's a lot cooler than a lot of places.
Mhm.
But he gave us the whole tour of the whole facility. And then we went and met Joe Schnelton from Paintball to Go that has Monte Casino up at a restaurant called Fast Eddie's.
Right. Yeah,
Oh,
you told me
nice.
that.
Yeah, up in Alton, Illinois, and had some great food and got to spend a couple hours. And then we got to drive 4 hours home.
Yeah. He said he was real excited you guys showed up. He says, he was
Yeah.
very excited to see Bud because he hadn't seen Bud in a while. I hadn't talked
Yep.
to Bud in years, so
Yeah.
talking to Bud yesterday was pretty exciting. He actually humbled me with what he said. So I got to tell you, that was a heck of a conversation.
I think if you've met Bud once, I think you could pick up a conversation 20 years later, and it's like time hasn't really gone by.
It was, it just kind of blew me away, the way he was talking to me. And, I've known Bud for a lot of years, and, him and I were friends in the past, but, just I don't know, maybe it was just the way that he was talking to me, about things. And, he was so happy that I got back into this mix again,
Heck yeah.
And
We're all happy to get back into it, Fred.
Oh, I appreciate that, Steve. But yeah, that just it just really, really made me feel good. He actually had me for a loss for words there when I was talking to him, and at the very end, he goes, "I just want you to know, buddy," he goes, "I love you, man."
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, it just blew me away. It really, really did. So
awesome people. It's it's great.
Absolutely is. But these other two guys I got on right here are pretty awesome too.
Oh yeah.
You know me, I'll only drag on the guys that I think are good for the sport. Everybody else, I don't badmouth them, but I don't drag them on.
Yeah.
The real question here is does the museum now stink like Canada now, Bill?
It does because of that.
Wow.
Right on, Andy.
I'm finding out how many cans of some Febreze it takes to get rid of Canadian bacon.
Why would anybody want to get rid of the smell of Canadian bacon?
I can't bring it in my house. My dog almost tore butt up trying to get it off of him. It's like that commercial, bacon. That dog was going crazy.
Steve, see how much joy you bring to this.
I do.
I don't feel bad. I'm actually happy now from last week.
Oh man! I take it you guys know each other.
Yeah, I haven't met Phil personally, but I've met him online and stuff like that, and we've talked for a little bit here and there. Yeah.
I never met William until just a few months ago. Man, it's been that long. Yeah, in my memory and everything. And I got to tell you, that's what I was telling Schloss. I said, when I decided to put him on the show, I said, before I did that, I wanted to call him up and talk to him to see what kind of a person he was first. And I said, I talked to him for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I said, I got off the phone with him. I said, I felt like I knew this guy for 10 years, and I knew when you met Schloss, you were going to love him too.
Yeah, that's the thing about paintball. We've actually known each other forever. You see everybody at the events and stuff, but just some of us never got in the click, or we were too busy doing other things.
Yeah. Well, my problem back in the day was my time was always, when I wasn't playing, my time was always, spent doing a million different things. It was just amazing back in the day. So, but I'm glad I got to meet you now, even if I couldn't meet you back then, same way with Steve, same way with Andy, I just feel blessed that I get to meet guys like you. It's
but Fred, we met at Skyball.
Yes,
just
we did.
Saying.
Yeah, go ahead, tell them the story real quick.
Yeah, quickly. At Skyball, the paint was very oily, and they used an artificial grass. It wasn't proper turf. It was like this artificial grass, and everything was slick as hell. So everything was being greased. People could barely stand up. We were all sliding everywhere. But one of the few people that was actually getting any traction at all was Mr. Schultz. He had picked up these Reebok Juggernauts, and they were this little tiny turf nubbin thing on the soles of his feet. So I went up to Fred, and I'm like, dude, what? Then I introduced myself, and Fred was so nice. Like I can't even begin. I was talking to some pros that day, and they were less than polite. Most were good, but some were really horrible. But Fred was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. Check these out." And he showed me the shoes, the whole bit, the whatnot. I didn't have to play for an hour or two. I immediately left the Skydome. I went straight to the Reebok store up Yonge Street, bought myself a pair of shoes, came back, and I was one of the few people that could stand up. And that was all because Fred actually took the time to speak to an amateur local nobody and give a little bit of advice. And I got to play a fantastic game.
That's why he deserved to be sponsored, because he actually has the charisma and personality and knowledge to tell people that,
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's amazing that all the years now we link back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always thought Canadians were good at skating on ice, so I don't know why you need those kids.
Skates weren't. You know full well there's no metal allowed on cleats.
Damn, Andy, you stay up all night writing this stuff down.
If I had a teammate, I could pick on him with the best of them.
Yeah.
Steve, this is payback from all the bread jokes last week, right? I'm just saying.
No, I earned this by myself.
Yeah.
You might want to stay quiet because Andy's going to be like, okay, I'm bored of Steve. Time to change targets.
Yeah.
I'm just warning you now. And this is being a Fred. Just
I love it. What do you think of this group, William?
I'm thinking it's pretty funny. Andy, do they even use airball fields in Canada? Or, aren't they afraid of punching them out with their skates?
Hey, Russell, I don't know.
no, we use air balls or air. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Next time I'm just going to give our introduction. I'm going to put you three on. Him and I are going to kick back and put our feet up.
Order a pizza. We're just going to order a pizza and just watch the show, make a big bowl of popcorn or something.
Hell, you guys have the show by themselves.
Hey, Andy, I actually think I sent you the video we took of Bud shooting the Model 85.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I think Bud might have. Somebody said it.
No, there's two videos. There's an outtake one when Bud first pulled it out of the box.
I didn't see the outtake.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Steve. But it's pretty damn funny because we're trying to figure out how it works. He's got a full magazine, and he empties it. He empties in a second.
Oh yeah.
And he's like looking at it going, what the frack? And we're all like, holy shit. Then we had to do a retake.
Yeah, I owned one. I mentioned in the podcast earlier, and I got stitched by another person, and that was why I got rid of mine, was because he was blind firing. He stuck the gun around the thing, and I got stitched from navel to just below my neck, and it cut through my t-shirt, and I was bleeding like crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, I got rid of mine because I didn't want to hurt anybody. It was it was cool as hell, but the ammo was expensive, and it cut right through my clothing. It was vicious.
Yep.
Has anybody ever noticed here that all Steve ever talks about is how he got stitched by this gun and we turned on him? Don't you have anything like you're on the offense and you went and shot somebody?
I was a referee at the time, Andy. I'm not carrying a gun when I'm a referee.
The stories where you getting shot just once. You're like,
he might get more kills. He might get more kills.
Yeah.
Being a ref.
Being a ref. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's like in the early 80s. Like, how many people did you get today? It's like 13, 7, and he's like 27. It's like, you're a ref.
But they were all in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And you're out, and you're out, and you're out.
Yeah, that's right. You baby, you.
Like the Oprah show. You in the box. You in the box.
It's funny because when I was roughing at the jungle, of course, I'm wearing my zebra stripes and I'm out there, bright red letter. It says ref across my chest. You would think these people in the field would see a guy walking down the field, no gun, holding a horn. Okay, just walking, just looking.
I'm sorry, you were holding your what?
Don't start. Don't start. And and then next thing you know, I had one guy come up. He comes up behind the teepee and he aims at me. I'm standing there going, no, he ain't aiming at me. And he's just literally aiming at me. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Sure as shit. Right in my chest. I'm like, are you kidding me? Then I go and I call him out of the game, and he's like, for what? For what? I'm not playing. I'm a ref.
I tell him it has nothing to do with being a ref. It has everything to do with who you are. That's what beating the crap out of you, man.
But it was great because he had that deer in the headlight look and I'm like thinking, he ain't gonna
show us that look.
Not gonna shoot me.
Show him that look. Show him that look. You can do it. See, there it is. I've seen it.
Oh my God.
Have you heard from any of the fields around there lately?
Oh yeah. We got a bunch today.
Go ahead, throw some up for us real quick.
Torrey Bergoglio at Extreme in Millstadt, Illinois. They had 104 players on Saturday and 69 on Sunday. And he's saying it's starting to slow down because of the heat.
That's Cell's son, right?
Yeah, correct. Yep. Yeah, he's up there near St. Louis.
Yeah.
He does have a big game coming up August 23rd. So it'll be a good time. Magnus Paintball in Illinois, they had 12 plus players Saturday. Smaller field that's owned by Mike Fisher and Christina Fisher. Great people. They come out to Monte Cassino and play all the time. And he's been a general at Monte Cassino several times. He's team captain of Team Raw Dogs, and great people. But they've been, Illinois, COVID, heat, so
Yeah, got it.
hopefully they'll get going. But James Clark, Wildcat Paintball in St. Louis, he's had several groups of 15. He had 3 on Saturday, about 40 total. Airsoft, he had 40 people. He was expecting a larger group than that, but the heat, airsofters don't mix too well.
Right.
He had 4 groups next Saturday scheduled up, and he'll have 2 on Monday. Panda Preserve here in Rolla, that's going to be on 18th and 19th July. They had 47 people. That's way up for normal groups. During the week, let's see, they had 13 this weekend, and business is picking up. That's Mike. And it's a smaller field just outside of Rolla, but a lot of heart in the game. He also comes out to Monte Cassino and several of the other big games.
Good.
Michael and Teresa are real great people, real fun people to be around. Let's see, Alan Martin, they've got Infinity War that's going to be going on at Sherwood Forest in LaPorte, Indiana. That's going to be coming up. Let's see, Matt Shook from The Edge in Wichita, Kansas. He's one of the XOs at Monte Cassino.
Yeah, Matt just chimed in a little while ago too, actually.
Yeah, he had 86 players Saturday and 94 Sunday. He's seeing a lot of cancellation due to COVID and the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Goodeve, Jedi Awakening, Commando Paintball Sport, August 16th. That's going to be their big game coming up.
I think that's going to be Mike Goodeve's last.
Yeah, that's the
big
last game
that he's going to produce, and then he's retiring.
Yeah, crew. That's true. Yep. I seen that post. I seen their podcast that they're. I think it was on yours, as a matter of fact, wasn't it? Or
not that he announced his retirement just on his page.
On his page. Yep. Okay. I'd seen it. I knew I'd seen it. Let's see. Bobby Howes. He was at Hell Survivors. Said he's pretty sure there was about 1,100 players.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's another event there. I believe it's a fundraiser. It's August 23rd called Ghost Recon. That was another game. That's Brian Waltz. Indie Paintball Battleground has a charity event coming up August 29th called Operation Pathfinders. I believe it's based on the Korean War. Jason, Hole in the Wall Paintball in Bangor, Michigan. They've got a 4 versus 4 woods ball tournament going on August 15th. And that's pretty much everybody I heard from today.
Well, I can't even begin to tell you, how we appreciate you being on and telling us about that. But, all those fields should appreciate you doing that too, because what it does, it lets people know in the paintball industry that a lot of these fields are still open and still taking people in.
Yeah, still taking people in. It's given us good numbers, across the Midwest anyway, of what's really going on too. So
right.
Kind of gives you an idea, those of us that are stuck at home and really can't go to the fields and stuff, at least they hear what's going on and
poor Steve just did 14 days, man.
I think they just wanted to lock his ass up. That's all.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what, guys?
he's down there in his basement with his inflatable.
Yeah.
No.
None of that. That's Freddy.
With the box of Band-Aids.
Hey, he's talking about a boat, everybody.
I didn't think it was Freddy's because I didn't see very many Band-Aids on it. I
don't know. Yeah, we'll get into Freddy next week.
Oh, thanks.
Steve was all over him last time, boy.
Yeah.
He was on you like white on rice.
I'm leaving him alone today, but
Just
you have to expect an inflatable with lots of band-aids because inflatables don't handle little pricks that well.
No.
Hey, this is coming from a guy that keeps a picture of his hand in his wallet.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Oh my. Yikes.
Guys, well, we run a little long tonight. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun it's been with you three guys. Andy, we look forward to having you on again next week so you can tell us a little more about the tournament and help those guys out. We'll do the same thing. We'll just keep bringing you on to help promote it until we get all 20 teams there, so it's a good showing. And you can let everybody know that you really worked hard to give them a hand, too.
There's that Scott and the American Paintball Coliseum. They're doing all the work, but I'll bring it in and start promoting it and get the kids out and try to get kids teams going. And
yeah, because I remember, I seen in a text that you had that you were trying to get a couple of kids teams in it.
Yeah, because that's part of what we're doing at the foundation is trying to get kids out and doing stuff like that. So it's like, all right, I'll put the word out.
Right. Well, we'll probably have all three of you guys on again next week. Like I say, you guys were the show.
Steve's already laughing. Steve's already laughing.
You guys were absolutely the show tonight. And
we're picking on Freddy next week. So
why I see Dan Colby commenting. Why isn't he up here on the screen too?
Oh, Dan will be with us.
But I'm literally looking at him saying, "Great show." Why isn't he like right here with us?
Oh, you know what Dan would say, Steve?
It'd be R-rated.
Yeah, but
Dan's just about got his media room together, guys. I talked to Danny a couple times today, and Danny's just about got it going. Hey, Dan, I know you're watching because you said you were going to, but you're looking at Immortal Air everywhere. Look at it. Check it out. And you see the shirt, right? This is the two color shirts. This is the other one right here. Pretty cool. Huh?
I didn't get a shirt though, but I'm wearing the Allie Remembered, so I figure that's okay.
Yeah, that's good too. You betcha. Absolutely.
I just need to know, Steve.
I'm wearing my.
Did you wipe off my lick marks off your gun before you put it up there?
No, you wiped all your lick marks off when you were rubbing it on your crotch.
Oh, there is that picture.
Yeah, there's that picture too.
There's that explicit tag I was looking for.
Oh my God.
I don't.
Hey guys. Oh, here we go. What's he showing? Air America.
Yeah.
Oh,
why is that on his seat?
That is very cool. You put him down there to show us.
It's my other seat.
Oh, it's your other seat.
The one he doesn't sit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If you want, just to show you how far back Fred goes, we've got that on his arm on the APG there, that old school Air America patch.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Wow, that's a good looking picture.
My God, he had hair.
Show me the hair one more time.
Can you see it?
All the way up to the front, man.
How long did it take you to glue that toupee on, Fred?
It wasn't that. Actually, it was airbrushed in.
They didn't do airbrush and Photoshop back then. It hadn't been.
Oh yes, they did. I had this.
Oh my God!
Right on, guys. I'll tell you what. Everybody's just chiming in and said, "Great show." Dan said it. Chica Strata said, "Great show, guys." It just. This one really rolled pretty good. I can't even begin to thank you three guys enough for being on. What do you think?
That was awesome.
That's what I thought. Give me the headlights one time.
You get the four of us. You get the four of us after Freddie moves back to California, and the show will be awesome then.
Oh,
there you go, Steve. Got one in for you. High five.
Well, you need to get a date set for the East versus West game.
Yeah, we're working on it. I got to get it worked out with Tim because he's got events there too. So we'll have that in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, you're definitely going to be on the West Coast side now, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm counting on that.
I'd have to be.
Oh,
where is the East-West game going to be held? What state?
St. Louis, Missouri.
I'll be there.
But
Dead center.
Can beat Chicago.
And there is an international airport 10 minutes from the field.
Yep. Absolutely right. Keep that in mind, Stevie.
Yeah.
If they open the border, the only reason why I was able to go to the Ali Remembered Foundation second annual charity auction, or not auction, area event, was because I work for the I work for the charity. So that was
Yes,
the only
but
reason
if
I was
I'm
allowed to
there-
cross the border.
If I go as the president of Ali Remembered Foundation and I need to bring my director of PR, then we got you legally covered.
That's true.
Cool. Yeah, I was really happy to see him go down there, and I'm really glad the event went off good for you. I really, really am. I hope we helped in a little way, weeks up to it, promoting it for you. But
You sure did, because you helped me bilk, Bill out of some
hard-earned cash.
Yeah, that baby's going to be there forever now.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It doesn't deteriorate from the sweat stains from Steve in it.
Well, I'll definitely bring the museum up there and set it up, for the event. So that'd be really cool.
This week I'm going to get your address. I've got a bunch of stuff I've been collecting that's really old school stuff that I want you to have for the museum.
Oh, sweet.
Magazines that the pages are all stick together.
Actually, Bill, just your curiosity, do you have a Whaler loader?
We've got 2 crates of loaders. Most likely, is that the 300 round Revy?
The Whaler's the one with the lips on the inside.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Because if you didn't have one, I'd mail it to you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do.
Steve just
That's a size bigger than the Dominator. It's got. Is that correct? Is the next size bigger than the Dominator?
It's a long tube, and it's about.
Yeah.
The thing is that they were called Whalers, and they had lips on it, and there was actually like a picture of a whale on the back.
Too much information.
I don't think I do have that one.
All right, I'll talk to you afterwards, and if you don't have it, I'll mail it to you because they were pretty rare. Because they were one of the worst paintball inventions ever. Because let's stick things in the way so that thing feeds better.
Oh,
we're putting stuff in the way.
I've got some worse hoppers than that. They had on and off. They had on and off valves in them.
Yeah,
Dr. Ho made them, and they were trying to make a damn law pass that the fields had to have them for safety, so the guns couldn't feed. And it was just a little lever that you turn, and it's like, what the hell?
You gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We ran about 17 minutes long here. I can't thank you enough for having you 3 on. We'd actually like to have you back again next week. It was a hell of a show. You guys really made the show for us, and we appreciate it very, very much.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a tank.
That's right.
Where's your tank, Bill?
Bill slacking.
No, I've got them. Ask Dan. I've got them. So, I need new ones. I am going to get some new ones though. But
right on, guys. All right. Well, again, we thank you very much. You got it?
Yeah.
We got it. I don't know about Freddy, but the rest of us got it.
We'll talk to you next week, man. All right.
Luckily, penicillin cures most of it.
Yeah. You have taken a whooping tonight.
This is why I'm going to Florida.
Oh, it's not going to get any easier.
Right on.
You're just not there to defend yourself anymore.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'll be like in one of the squares with you guys.
The worst part is I could send my son to your house to jump in behind you and just keep the jokes rolling.
Oh God! Be afraid, Valente. Be afraid.
I am afraid.
Right on, guys.
I'm afraid.
All right, all of you have a very good evening, huh?
All right.
Yep. All right, guys. Everybody, be careful. We'll see you guys.
You
Play
bet.
with passion, everybody.
Yep.
All right. That's Mr. William Bailey, Mr. Steve McGuire, and Mr. Andy Sturrett.
Oh my God!
Man, I got to tell you, it's just trick. Michael Beard, man. Michael chimed in all night. Michael,
Oh yeah, he was ripping. Steve.
Yeah, I know he was great.
Like inflatable Canadian bacon.
I love it, Michael. Man, that was terrific. And Danny, Danny, you watched the whole show. I know it had to be hard, but we love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Love the shirt. Right there it is, Immortal Air.
Yep.
Yep, man. Yeah, get on all you have to do is get on Immortal Air website and order one.
Yep.
They're great as hell. That's all I can say.
Yes, and my last name is spelled Valenti. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. Just make sure you get the name right.
BREAD.
Okay, what?
BREAD?
What? No.
Bread? BR.
No.
I swear to God. I swear to God. All right, everybody. Again, we appreciate very much you hanging in with us tonight. I can't ever thank Steve McGuire and Andy Surratt and William Bailey for being on. They were terrific.
Yes, they were. I will have the GoFundMe account for that.
Yeah.
Family.
For the family and for yourself. I want them both up there.
Right. My GoFundMe page to help me get back to my family is already up on my page.
Yeah,
I did it right before we went live, and
We'll
I'll
put
get the
that
link
on
for
there.
yours for the one that you got on right after the show.
That'll work. So everybody out there, we appreciate very much you watching us. I'm actually going to show the picture of Michael Bearden. Oh no, it's on the website.
It's already up there.
Yeah, you need to get on the website.
It's already up there.
Yeah, either on Freddy the Ref or on Flagpole
Flagpole.
Productions. It's on both of them. And wait to see how young Michael looked.
Swear
with his bandolera of 12
I swear to
grams.
God, I didn't recognize him. I didn't.
Absolutely love it.
Now Ricky's in Dayhouse. You showed me a picture of Ricky,
Yeah, I did.
and Ricky looks the same.
That's because he didn't age. I don't know why he doesn't
didn't.
age.
His
Something's wrong
hair
with
got
Ricky.
whiter. His hair got whiter. That's it.
That's all, but he doesn't age. He's
Yeah.
the same look. So, anyhow, everybody out there, we thank you very much for chiming in with us tonight. We thank you for putting up with us. We had just a terrific time, and we can't ever thank you guys enough for watching us. We hope we bring you just a little pleasure and a little information about what's going on.
Yes.
This coming Sunday, Freddie and I will be at Anthony's Field for the last time.
West Coast Adventure Paintball Park
Yep.
and Airsoft.
Yeah, that's correct. We're going to be there. We're going to do some interviews with the people out there. So if you get a chance, go ahead and show up there. It's just a good thing, and we appreciate it.
I am also thinking about doing something too. Since I am moving the first week of September, and I want to get out and play a game of paintball, and I want to invite everybody to come out and join me. I'm going to pick a field to go to, and I just go play with all my friends. No filming, none of that stuff. Just going out there and having a good time.
But not Sunday.
No. This is gonna
There
be.
you go.
This is gonna be
Coming up.
Yeah, this is gonna be sometime in August.
Yeah.
Before I leave.
Okay.
So.
All right. So everybody out there, again, we thank you so much for chiming in with us tonight. We want everybody to stay safe out there.
Please.
Yes. So from Freddie and myself, we say, please play hard, play safe, but play fair. Until next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, you guys stay safe.
Take care, everybody. Good night.